All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, our people. Please continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. We need this information to get out there. Our people need to be liberated. We need so much more to be done for our people. We need our children to be proud of where they are from. We need to be able to stay in our backyard and be comfortable. We don't want to be promoting our colonial agenda. So, what we do here every weekend is to shine some light on things that we have been ignoring or things that we have not even thought about, so that we can see how all of this, in work together in keeping us where we are up to today. And as mothers, as sisters, as daughters, as aunts, we are not okay with the current situation. And we want so much more for our children. Uh, Funny enough, you saw our topic, Nigeria, a parasitic state that sucks the brilliance of its people, because we are capable, we are brilliant, we can get all these things done. It's just that the system is set up for us not to succeed, and we're saying enough of that. So rejecting a parasitic relationship is not an act of rebellion, rather it's an act of preservation. It is the necessary courage to say, I will not be drained, I will not be used, I will reclaim my power. In fact, it's the first step towards healing, autonomy, and strength, whether it means walking away from a toxic relationship, demanding justice from oppressive system, dismantling institutions that exploit and divide. Rejection is a catalyst for renewal. Freedom is not given by any parasitic agent. We've never seen that before. But rather, what we need to do is to refuse to die and allow this thing to continue to use us as a host. So, to ensure our survival, we must choose the hard path of resistance over the slow death of submission. And that path is the Nina strategy, which is a peaceful, lawful, strategic pathway to survival and renewal. Nina's strategy halts, dismantles the parasitic framework that currently defines Nigerian nationhood. It teaches us to neutralize the system by beginning to reject and halt the enforcement of illegitimate 1999 constitution, which is the document that was imposed without the consent of the people. By neutralizing this authority, we cut off the supply. It also allows us to interrogate by exposing the constitution for what it's truly all about, which is a false foundation that distorts federalism, erases indigenous sovereignties, and allow a few to dominate the others. It shines a light on the machinery of exploitation. It also allows us to negotiate. So Nina's proposed that indigenous peoples must come to the table as equal stakeholders and not subordinates. So this is where we forge our future through honest, transparent, and equitable negotiation to restructure the union or redefine our separate paths. It allows us to assert our right to self-determination. Again, this is not a rebellion. Rather, it's a recognition of fundamental human and legal right to choose how and by who we are governed by. And then lastly, by suspension. Finally, we must suspend the current broken union. We must pause it, not in violence, but in clarity, until a new constitutional arrangement is negotiated or until each indigenous nation chooses its own sovereign course. This strategy is not a theory, it's already in motion and is guided by law, driven by the will of the people, and rooted in justice. So to reject this parasitic relationship is not just necessary, it's an urgent call for justice. And when we delay this, we continue to bleed. So to act is to heal, to reclaim, and to survive. With this Nina's framework, we are merely rejecting, protesting, resisting, and we want to rebuild. So, brothers and sisters, it's time for us to reject this parasitism. It's time for us to accept our indigenous power. And it's time for us to choose survival over submission. We must cut the umbilical cord that siphon our strength and plant the seeds of a healthier, reciprocal future. So you must join the movement so that we can reclaim our voice and lastly, restore our sovereignty.